Part 38. Fantasy, I Robbed Millions of Saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 375. In front of Qin Changshen's sword, the obstacle formed by the so-called rules of the Earth's path was vulnerable to Qin Changshen's sword. This sword directly cut through this barrier. Kun Yao also didn't expect that he, a dignified 7th-grade demon emperor, would be so vulnerable to the barrier formed by the way of Earth, that he could be cut open by a single sword. Sure enough, the genius of the human race should not be underestimated, but why doesn't this human race fight with me? Probably because he was afraid of wasting too much time and being killed by the prodigies who came over, right? Qin Changshen is really not very afraid of Tianjiao now. What he is most afraid of is the feeling of being suspected of being a powerful person in the divine realm. He cut open the barrier and continued to fly over. Qin Changshen did not intend to just do nothing and let the grade 7 demon emperor follows. After all, if there is a chance, he can still choose to kill the grade 7 demon emperor. Qin Changshen has now put away the way of time and continues to move forward. After all, it has taken a while, so he can rest first. The most important thing is that he can suddenly display the way of time at the right time and complete a one-hit kill. Qin Changshen's speed is so fast that he can cover tens of thousands of miles or nearly 100,000 miles in an instant, and this 7th-grade demon emperor also not bad. Following Qin Changshen, he also took out the communication jade talisman and chose to report Qin Changshen's information back. I discovered the genius of the human race, and my current location is approximately. The person Kun Yao chose to report to was naturally the leader of the Earth Demon clan, a peak 8th level demon emperor. Originally, Kun Yao did not come specifically to look for Qin Changshen, but planned to take over some demon territory. However, he just happened to meet Qin Changshen. Now that the news has spread back, Kun Gu, the leader of the Earth Demon clan, was overjoyed when he heard the news. This is the genius of the human race. If he kills him, he will be rewarded by the devil in the devil's realm. Not to mention this, the current blood demon god is so angry that he directly eliminates his clones and searches for the whereabouts of the genius of the human race. If the Earth Demon clan can provide clues to help the blood demon god take revenge, then they can gain the blood demon god's favor. Kun Gu immediately contacted the blood demon god's clone and told the blood demon god the news. After learning the news, the blood demon god showed a cruel smile. The bloodline power of the genius of the human race should not be bad, so he should be imprisoned and become a blood slave who continuously provides blood essence to my blood demon clan. GG. The blood demon god is extremely confident. The distance is indeed a bit, but if someone helps to stop him, the blood demon god is also very confident that he will arrive within 2 hours. He actually ran in this direction. In this way, I was right behind him. This genius of the human race must have sensed something. But it doesn't matter, you can't run away. Kun Gu also passed the message to other powerful demons. The 8th-grade demon emperor, the 9th-grade demon emperor, and the 3 demon geniuses all received the message. The one who is closer to Qin Changshen is no longer Mo Qingxuan. It's Disi of the Imperial Demon clan. Disi is currently in the 5th-grade demon emperor's realm, possesses top-grade imperial arms, has also understood the ways of killing, destruction, and the way of yin, and has the strength of an 8th-grade demon emperor. Emperor C's strongest one is the way of killing, which is already at the level of a first-level authentic saint. The way of destruction and the way of yin are still a little worse, and they are both in the realm of human saints. After receiving the information, these people also quickly moved towards Qin Changshen. Speeding away in the direction, several breaths passed through the sky, disturbing the surroundings. Qin Changshen still doesn't know how many powerful people there are or who is surrounding him. He just plans to keep moving forward and run as far as he can. Qin Changshen was like a meteor or a sharp blade, flying directly between heaven and earth, flying quickly without leaving any trace. Kun Yao is still tracking, But Qin Changsheng is indeed very fast, and even Kan Yao can barely keep up. This genius of the human race is so fast. I am a 7th grade demon emperor, but I can't catch up with him. It is obvious that his aura is only that of a 4th grade martial emperor. It's really unbelievable. Kan Yao wanted to stop him, but he also knew that his blocking would basically have no good effect. Qin Changsheng had already flown thousands of miles, and Kan Yao was still following, keeping up at full speed. Kan Yao felt that his speed had slowed down slightly. However, Qin Changsheng seemed to have no consumption, and his speed was actually faster. This genius of the human race is still increasing his speed. It is really incredible that his speed is still slowly increasing. The reason why Qin Changsheng's speed has increased is also very simple. In the Linglong Immortal Mansion, a group of saints are improving. The improvement of more than 100 people will be fed back to Qin Changsheng 10 times. Qin Changsheng doesn't have time to see it now, but the bloodline power of most saints has improved very quickly. Originally, most of the bloodline power was the blood of the king. Those saints who are not of the blood of the king have now been upgraded to the bloodline of the king, and most of them are very close. The blood of the king. There are still a lot of system prompts, but Qin Changsheng has blocked them all. This is a small breakthrough in the unity realm. If Qin Changsheng keeps listening, he will feel his head hurts. Kan Yao found that he could not catch up. Yes, I'm going to use some psychological tactics. You, the genius of the human race, have no way to escape. Our demon clan has already sent out 3 geniuses, 3 9th grade demon emperors, and 7 8th grade demon emperors. They already know your approximate location and are surrounding you from all directions. Qin Changsheng naturally knows that he is surrounded by dangers now. It can be said that there are pursuers behind and siege in front. However, even if there is siege, Qin Changsheng can delay time and run as far as possible. All the saints, they are all working hard to improve and practice, and little by little feedback is improving Qin Changsheng. And Qin Changsheng also knows that as long as he continues to delay, his strength will be improved again. Qin Changsheng ignored Kan Yao's words and continued to escape. Qin Changsheng also planned to look for an opportunity to kill Kan Yao instantly. If he didn't deal with it anymore, he would still feel uncomfortable asking him to report his position. Qin Changsheng said harshly, "The genius of the demon race is nothing more than that." They actually sent 3 people, 7 8th grade demon emperors, and 3 9th grade demon emperors. If you have the ability, come and challenge me. Kan Yao sneered, "Haha, stupid, the winner is the king. Since you dare to go deep into the demon realm alone, I cannot let you go back alive." Qin Changsheng continued to respond to Kan Yao, "Then have you ever thought about yourself?" When Kan Yao was stunned, the way of time came silently. In the long river of time, Kan Yao was already trapped. This power of time restricted Kan Yao very well. But Qin Changsheng had already changed the direction. They are about to arrive in front of Kan Yao. And in front of Qin Changsheng, there are swords of rules. This sword of rules exudes the supreme sword intention. The power of the rules of this sword is extremely powerful, which makes Kan Yao's heart startled. He hurriedly dodges and resists. The Way of Earth forms 3 layers of defensive armor on the body, which is also very common. The Way of Earth is best at siege, strength, and defense. Therefore, Kan Yao has always, when you are protecting yourself consciously or unconsciously, the Way of Earth will appear at any time, forming a set of armors and layers of armor. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 376. Qin Changsheng didn't talk nonsense at all and launched his attack directly. Countless swords of rules seemed to condense into one huge sword of rules. In fact, these swords of rules are not completely condensed, they are just flying forward like a long river of swordsmanship. Qin Changsheng was extremely powerful. Although Kan Yao wanted to stop him, Qin Changsheng suddenly attacked. Kan Yao did not expect that Qin Changsheng had been brewing for so long. The swords of rules have pierced Kan Yao's armor one after another. The armor formed by the rules of the earth's path looks extremely powerful and hard, but under the rules of the sword, this armor is as brittle as tissue paper. An authentic saint, actually an authentic saint. Qin Changsheng showed a smile, a little ferocious. My guess is good, go with peace of mind. The sword of rules is like a torrent, vast and unstoppable, as if the general trend is unstoppable. This extremely powerful force destroys everything. Kan Yao regrets very much. Why is he so idle and following so close? Obviously at the beginning I noticed that Qin Changsheng had a way of using time. However, after being discovered, Qin Changsheng never used it. Moreover, after following him for so long, Qin Changsheng never used it. As a result, Qin Changsheng suddenly using the method of time, the attack came in front of him in an instant. Although he defended, he used about 60% of his strength to defend, but he was vulnerable. Qin Changsheng was very happy and waited. Just such an opportunity. Kan Yao's strength is definitely more than that. If Kan Yao used his full strength, Qin Changsheng would probably be delayed for a long time before he could solve it. However, Qin Changsheng suddenly attacked, and Kan Yao's strength was only 6. Well, the gap is still a bit big. Kan Yao's strength is naturally unable to stop Qin Changsheng's extremely powerful power of the rules of the sword. Qin Changsheng quickly dealt with it, plundering and devouring all Kan Yao's memories. As for the corpse, take it inside Linglong Immortal Mansion first, and wait until you have time to see what good things are there, or choose a way to deal with it. Qin Changsheng immediately changed direction and felt the aura of the powerful demon god who was much closer behind him. Now it's no longer vague, but extremely clear. This breath, this power, I guess if I run like this for another hour, I will be overtaken. But fortunately, I still have time. Qin Changsheng attacked quickly, then changed the direction slightly and immediately started on the road. Kan Yao did bring a lot of news to Qin Changsheng. There were demon geniuses and 8th and 9th grade demon emperors. Qin Changsheng still felt tremendous pressure. Especially for the 9th grade demon emperor, Qin Changsheng is still a little behind. In the demon emperor realm, each small realm is several times stronger than the previous one, and it will become stronger and stronger, and the gap between each small realm will also become larger. They are getting bigger and bigger. These 9th grade demon emperors are not that simple. They are at least 1,000 or even thousands of years old monsters. Moreover, their talents are not much different. In so much time, they can upgrade a certain avenue to the realm of an authentic saint is also possible. Qin Changsheng also learned from the memories of some demon emperors that in order to break through the divine realm, there must be at least one avenue to reach the realm of an authentic saint. This is because the Taoist methods of the authentic saint realm must be used. Only in this way can the chasm between the realm of martial emperor and martial god be broken. Therefore, these 9th grade demon emperors and these old monsters should not be weak. Qin Changsheng still has a very clear understanding of his own strength. The realm of 4th grade martial emperor is indeed only a little short of the 5th grade martial emperor. In terms of strength, it is comparable to the 8th grade demon emperor, but the real 8th grade demon emperor has not lived in vain for so many years. The emperor's weapons, Taoism, and combat skills are definitely it won't be bad. Most of Qin Changsheng's current combat skills are those of the Saint King level, and the combat skills of these demon emperors are basically those of the Holy Emperor level. The combat skills of the Holy Emperor level are comparable to those of the Saint King. The combat skills of the King level are 2 levels higher. Qin Changsheng has been using the gap in Taoist realm to make up for himself before, but in fact, it is still a bit far behind. Qin Changsheng changed direction and continued to move forward. These demons were still after quickly forming an encirclement. Behind him, the clone of the blood demon god finally arrived at the place where Qin Changsheng killed Kun Yao. He felt the remnants of the power of the great Dao rules here and felt the strength of Qin Changsheng. Humph, a junior from the human race dares to destroy my blood demon clan, and even wants to take away the foundation of my blood demon clan. This is asking for death. The blood demon god's clone has sensed the direction of Qin Changsheng, and burst out with the demon god's will. God's will is like the way of heaven. One thought is the avenue, and one thought can suppress eternity. Qin Changsheng felt the power of the blood demon god's clone behind him. Worthy of being a demon god, this power is indeed penetrating the heavens and the earth. It is said that the warriors of the Tongtian realm are martial emperors, and the martial emperors are indeed able to reach the heavens and the earth in the eternal world. However, the clone of this martial god, this power feels like it can suppress the eternal, and it can suppress time exists forever. Is this the devil? It's really strong. However, I have been running for so long, and even used the method of time to escape. Why do I feel like I am still about to be caught up? This time, things got serious. Qin Changsheng is helpless now, and is running away while thinking about how to rescue the siege. The memories of these demon emperors have given Qin Changsheng a lot of memories about the terrain of this demonic realm, but Qin Changsheng still has no direction to escape. Wait, who said no? It's too high profile in the air, why should I go underground? Qin Changsheng also thought to see if he could go underground. After all, if he went underground, there would still be a chance. However, if he went underground and didn't know how to escape from Earth, he could only use the power of Taoism and rules to develop road. Moreover, hiding underground is not a perfect solution. This is a demon after all, and he does not have an advantage underground. The reason why Qin Changsheng thought of this method is also very simple. The Earth Demon clan is still very good at digging holes. Escaped underground. Even in an area thousands of miles underground, the speed was not slow at all. However, when Qin Changsheng came thousands of miles underground, his speed would probably be much slower. And the reason why he thought of going underground was that a certain area in Kun Yao's memory has an underground passage. Most of the passages left by the Earth Demon clan are not deep enough, which is basically not difficult for the demon god. Qin Changsheng quickly rejected this idea. If he went underground to escape, his speed would be limited. But the demon emperor and demon god were chasing and intercepting them in the air, so their speed would not be affected. If the demons had a way to sense their own aura, hiding underground is really asking for death. Qin Changsheng feels very uncomfortable. He is attacked from both sides and is in a dilemma. Qin Changsheng also feels a demon aura in front of him. This is an 8th grade demon emperor. Being surrounded, luckily it was an 8th grade demon emperor. If it were a 9th grade demon emperor, there would really be nothing we could do. Qin Changsheng also knew that there was no way out. Now, he would try to delay time. It seemed that he could not go underground. Qin Changsheng immediately changed direction and headed towards the underground passage left by the Earth Demon clan. Human sent? I actually met the genius of the human race, I'm so lucky. Still want to run. Today, my magic power is going to kill the genius of the human race. Carrot. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 377. Qin Changsheng was galloping all the way, and Mo Shen was an 8th level demon emperor of the Heavenly Demon clan. He was also a strong man who had broken through to the 8th level demon emperor for nearly 100 years, so his strength was needless to say. Qin Changsheng felt the powerful aura of this magical power. This power and this sense of oppression were far beyond what the 7th grade demon emperor could match. For example, Shui Haoyi of the Blood Demon clan, Strong Men of the Angry Demon Clan, and Yan Kun of the Flame Demon Clan are all 7th level demon emperors and are very powerful. However, the strength of this 8th level demon emperor feels stronger than the combined strength of these 7th level demon emperors. Qin Changshen naturally knew that it was dangerous and could not take the initiative to fight. Once entangled, what he will face may not be as simple as an 8th grade demon emperor, but a 9th grade demon emperor, or even a demon god clone. Qin Changshen looked at the huge mountain range in the distance. Qin Changshen's goal was there. This mountain range is extremely vast, and one peak alone is far more majestic than Tongtian Peak. The peak in front of us may only be regarded as a medium-sized mountain range among this mountain range. Humph, don't even think about running away. Sky-killing demon sword. This sword, the aura of the way of killing, the murderous intention is astonishing. Qin Changshen also felt that the situation was not good, used the way of time, hurriedly dodged, and hid to the side. But even if he hid to the side, this sword, the remaining power of the sword was so strong that Qin Changshen was also frightened. He had obviously dodged nearly 1,000 miles away, but he was still seriously affected by the knife's intent and killing intent. This power is estimated to have the power of a 6th grade demon. The Emperor's full blow. After all, Qin Changshen had the power of the law to protect his body. The way of the formation appeared and protected Qin Changshen. However, a golden lotus under Qin Changshen's feet turned into a golden rainbow light and flew directly away from Qin Changshen. Run away. The way of formation is not slow in improving speed. Qin Changshen escaped easily and was not injured at all. However, the power of the sword actually exceeded Qin Changshen's and fell towards the mountain range in the distance. Qin Changshen chased after him. No matter what, at this stage, he could only go in that direction. Qin Changshen's plan to go to this passage of the Earth Demon Clan is not only to hide it underground. It will not be easy to be detected when the time comes, and he can readjust the direction. There is also an alternative plan. In the underground development and construction of the Earth Demon Clan, the underground passages can also be said to be extremely three-dimensional and extend in all directions. The most important thing is that the old Demon Clan can also make many magical discoveries underground, such as what mineral veins are discovered, and what taboos are dug up. It is obviously occupied by it has not been long since Fangtian Divine Domain was established, and it has not been many years since the Earth Demon Clan chose its location. However, this underground passage network can be said to be extremely magnificent. Qin Changshen looked ahead, and the power of the sword fell on the mountain, and the earth shook the mountain. This is real, and a huge crack is also real. Fortunately, the mountain itself is extremely huge, otherwise, it would definitely have been split directly in half. Qin Changshen also felt extremely dangerous. He is worthy of being the 8th grade demon emperor. This strength is really powerful, much stronger than the 7th grade demon emperor. Kill the way and cut the air. There were several more swords in succession, and this sword technique was stronger and sharper than before. The way of the sword, when I first entered the realm of an authentic saint, was weaker than my way of the sword. However, the strength of this 8th level demon emperor, especially the way of killing, Tao, actually managed to get close to the authentic saint. The strength they exerted when combined with each other was still stronger than the power of the sword rules used by Qin Changshen to use the way of the sword. Qin Changshen hurriedly dodged and continued to move forward. Magic Shen followed closely, feeling very sad. Unhappy, Qin Changshen is too flexible, especially the way of time, which really makes Mo Shen feel uncomfortable. The way of time. It is indeed powerful. It is obviously just the way of time in the realm of human saints, but it is really too powerful to control time. Magic Shen also knows that in this eternal world, there are only a handful of people who understand the way of time, and if you understand the way of time, even if you are not a genius, you will definitely be cultivated as a genius. If you cultivate a genius of the way of time, then this strength is absolutely terrifying. Thinking further, if you can cultivate a strong person who has reached the realm of saints and gods in understanding the way of time, he will basically be invincible. Qin Changshen acted quickly and escaped quickly. Magical Power Shen also discovered that the traces of Qin Changshen turned out to be the huge mountain range in front of him. This mountain range was considered a barren mountain before, and no human holy land was established here. There were only a few monster beasts, which were either free range or kept in captivity here. Monsters. The highest level is only the 5th grade Demon Emperor. Therefore, when they were in the Fangtian Divine Realm, they did not cause any trouble. After being occupied by the demon clan and transformed into the demon realm, these monster beasts either ran away and wanted to return. The embrace of the demon realm was either destroyed by the origin of the demonic path, or was eroded into a magical beast. The Earth Demon clan was just checking here to see if there was anything good. This was also considered the talent of the Earth Demon clan. Finally, it was discovered that there is nothing good, and it seems to be deep underground, as if it has dug into a restricted area, a place where even the 8th and 9th grade demon emperors cannot approach. Qin Changshen is not very clear, but there are still many memories of the demon emperor. God, the realm is indeed very strong, but it is said that there are still ancient gods in this eternal world. Those powerful men of the supreme god realm in the distant ancient times may not have really died, they may be sleeping, they may be I plan to break through to a higher realm in seclusion. Anyway, these ancient gods are extremely powerful. Their lifespan is so long that it is immeasurable and unimaginable. And where they practice in seclusion or rest in peace, there will definitely be a supreme battle. There will be supreme restrictions to protect one's retreat. Over time, these places have become forbidden areas. And among the discoveries of the Earth Demon clan, there may be a suspected forbidden area deep in the mountain passage and deep underground. After all, just by being close to that portal, a 5th grade demon emperor was instantly killed. With such power, and the surrounding environment, it is not an exaggeration to say that it is a forbidden area. According to Kun Yao's memory, Qin Changshen later the powerful demon god came to investigate and test. Kun Yao was not very clear about the final result. He just knew that the demon god was seriously injured, and he could no longer approach there. Now, Qin Changshen naturally left an alternative for himself. First of all, find ways to delay the time and wait for the saints to improve their strength. If they can fight, then there is no need to go to a more dangerous place to try. But if there is no other way, then even if it is a forbidden area, even if there is no chance of death, life, Qin Changshen must give it a try. Qin Changshen came to the mountains quickly, and the attack of the 8th level demon emperor arrived in an instant. Qin Changshen did not hesitate and directly chose to enter a cave. This is a comparison good entrance. The Earth Demon clan is really my lucky star. Kun Yao, if I can really get out of trouble, I can guarantee that I will let you go intact. Qin Changshen dove into the cave. The ground shook, and the mountain felt like it was about to collapse. Many rocks rolled down. Although it was not extremely dangerous for Qin Changshen, it would indeed block the road and be very troublesome. Break it for me. Qin Changshen broke through the falling stones, quickly went deep into the cave, and followed the underground passage towards the underground. Is there actually an underground passage here? Could he be planning to hide underground? Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 378. Qin Changshen went directly deep into the ground, which had a great impact on the magic power. After all, the underground environment was more complicated. Without earth escape, traveling underground would be extremely slow. Qin Changshen has Kun Yao's memory and knows that there is an underground passage. Although the road is tortuous, the speed is not slow. It actually went deep into the ground. It quickly reached 1,000 feet underground. Magic Shen wants to chase on the ground now. The speed is no problem, but it will be more and more troublesome to lock Qin Changshen's position. But if he pursues underground, the pursuit will be very difficult, and if there is no passage, it will be much slower. After Mo Shen thought about it, he decided to send the news back first, and at least let a group of demon emperors and demon god clones arrive. When these people arrived, even if Qin Changshen went thousands of miles underground, he would never be able to escape. It was so naive to think of escaping underground. When people arrived, they would never be able to escape even if they were underground. The demon god can hit him across a distance of thousands of miles with just one finger. Magic Shen thinks so. Qin Changshen doesn't think he can escape the pursuit of these demon emperors underground. Now he still has to delay, the longer the better. There is also this forbidden area hidden deep underground. Qin Changshen must hurry up and rush over first, otherwise, when the devil comes, Qin Changshen's situation will still be very dangerous. Qin Changshen is walking underground, and Magic Shen is always paying attention to Qin Changshen's movements on the ground. Qin Changshen, the aura of Changshen's power will still come out and the location will be determined. Qin Changshen is also thinking about a question now, that is, whether to use clones to distract the attention of these people. After all, there is no emperor like Qin Changshen in the distance of thousands of miles underground. How can it be possible to tell who is real and who is fake with Tao Yingtong? Qin Changshen had better be prepared. The depth of 10,000 miles is not enough. He must continue to go deeper and move forward. Qin Changshen has reached the depth of 30,000 miles underground. At this distance and this depth, it is already difficult for Mo Shen's attack to hit Qin Changshen. After all, it is no joke to attack Qin Changshen through the 30,000-mile thick earth. Qin Changshen feels that the position is already that's right, it's time to use the clone technique. Qin Changshen directly separated into 5 clones and went in different directions, even leaving one in the same place. Mo Shen was tracking and waiting for the arrival of the Demon Emperor and others. However, Qin Changshen actually used this move, which Mo Shen really couldn't do anything about. After all, they were 30,000 miles apart and blocked by the earth. Mo Shen couldn't tell which one was the main body and which one was the clone in a short period of time. Damn it, there is still such a way, which direction is it going? Magic Shen is helpless now. He had seen the cave before and found the entrance to the underground passage. Therefore, Magic Shen also knew that it was not Qin Changshen who understood the way of earth and traveled underground very fast, but the reason for the passage as for the clone, if it is right in front of you, Magic Shen can distinguish it. But with the barrier of 30,000 miles of earth, it is very difficult to distinguish. It seems that we can only find a way to follow them all first, and then wait for others to come, and then we can feel more relaxed. Magic Shen also separated 5 people and went in 5 directions, following one in each direction, and there was a demon emperor following nearby. The clone of the blood demon god knew that Qin Changshen actually had such a method, and became furious and even faster, a few minutes faster. In fact, Qin Changshen completely restrained his aura and slowed down a lot to avoid being discovered by Mo Shen. The 5 released were actually clones, but Mo Shen didn't know that Mo Shen only thinking that Qin Changshen was among these 5 people. Qin Changshen left the scene slowly, and Mo Shen didn't notice it at all for the time being, giving Qin Changshen a chance. However, it is estimated that Mo Shen will soon discover that these are clones, and Qin Changshen restrained his aura, and if he was careful in the underground passage, his position would not be exposed. As expected, these clones tried their best to escape, and they could only run out for a quarter of an hour. It was true that they ran far away, but soon, these auras disappeared in an instant. Got it? This is a clone. This one here is also a clone. A clone, a clone. Magic Shen looked around, feeling at a loss. He couldn't feel Qin Changshen's breath at all. There was no fluctuation in power and no breath. It was as if he had disappeared out of thin air. What's going on? Where are people? Magic Shen was confused. At this time, the blood demon god's clone came to deliver a message and wanted to know what happened. I'm going to be there soon, are you still staring at that human kid? Magic Shen was in a panic, but if he lies now, he is really seeking death. Lord Blood Demon God, this human boy, he used clones before, but the clones seemed to have disappeared, and even the main body seemed to have disappeared. What? What a waste. The aura of the Blood Demon God quickly approached and landed near this mountain range. You can still feel the power and aura here. It looks extremely strange and does not look like a demon at all. It's just that the long blood-red hair is still, he has a pair of strange blood-red eyes, exuding a bloodthirsty aura. The innate blood demon tribe was born from the blood pool of divine blood, absorbing the power of many demon blood essences, and its talent and strength are unparalleled. The little human race is a little smart, but I'm afraid they still don't know how powerful the demon god is. The blood demon god finally arrived. After discovering Magic Shen, he quickly came to the vicinity of Magic Shen. What happened? Magic Shen told the story in detail, and the blood demon god also thought of something. After all, this kid secretly concealed his breath and power when he used his clone. However, with so many underground passages underground, it seems that the demon emperor of the Earth Demon clan must be invited to come. The blood demon god quickly contacted Kungu, the leader of the Earth Demon clan. As the 8th grade demon emperor, he is only one step away from the 9th grade demon emperor. In front of the demon god, he naturally has no choice but to obey. Moreover, if you perform well, you will be rewarded by the demon god. With the reward, he might be able to reach the realm of the 9th grade demon emperor. Kungu, now that human boy is actually hiding underground. There are many passages underground. After Kungu learned this information, he immediately realized the seriousness of the matter. These passages were originally excavated by us, the Earth Demon clan, and we originally planned to search here to see if there were any heavenly materials or earthly treasures. But in the end, we discovered an ancient forbidden land somewhere. When the blood demon god heard the word ancient forbidden land, he knew the seriousness of the matter. If the ancient forbidden land was really involved, then it would be troublesome. Hurry up and stop this human race near the ancient forbidden land, or capture him and wait for me to deal with it. If you can capture him alive, your reward will be indispensable. Thank you, Lord Blood Demon God, I will stop this kid right away. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 379. Qin Changshen continued to approach the ancient forbidden land underground. Qin Changshen did not expect that Kungu, the leader of the Earth Demon clan, actually personally went out to intercept Qin Changshen in the ancient forbidden land. If Qin Changshen could know that someone in the ancient forbidden land was trying to stop him, he probably wouldn't have escaped in the opposite direction. If you run in the opposite direction, you will definitely be able to escape, but the demons will definitely not relax their vigilance. Most of the demons know that Qin Changshen has entered the underground, and after knowing this situation, most of them also went deep underground. Under the command of the Blood Demon God, the leader of the Earth Demon clan, the 8th grade demon emperor Kungu, guards the direction of the ancient forbidden area. The other 3 demon geniuses, 7 8th level demon emperors, and 3 9th level demon emperors were ordered to guard the 8 directions. The 7 8th level demon emperors and Kungu look after each other. There are 8 directions in total, and there is an 8th level demon emperor in each direction. These 8th level demon emperors will advance slowly to ensure that Qin Changshen will not break through the defensive network. In the inner area, there are 3 demon geniuses and 3 9th grade demon emperors. These 6 people formed another ring and quickly moved towards the inner area. 1 layer outside, 1 layer inside. There is also a clone of the Blood Demon God, ready to assist at any time. With such a dragnet, Qin Changsheng can really be said to be doomed. Qin Changsheng could feel that there were many strong demons approaching from all directions outside the range of billions of miles. Although these people don't know how to escape, they can use the rules of the avenue and use their own strength to clear the way. The speed will not be too slow, but compared to walking through the passage, the speed will definitely be slightly slower. These demon emperors will also choose to go from the passage to a more central location. So many demon emperors, so many powerful men, finally surrounded Qin Changsheng and wanted to tie up the hole in this area. Qin Changsheng felt that something was not going well. It seems that we can only go to the direction of the ancient forbidden land to have a try. It will take 1 day at most. After 1 day, we will probably be discovered. Qin Changsheng slowed down. Being discovered is a prerequisite. If he is discovered, he might not be able to reach the ancient forbidden land. The blood demon god was very angry. Feeling the distance of hundreds of millions of miles in the air, the blood demon god directly dropped it with one finger. A beam of blood-red energy directly cut through the sky and fell directly to the ground. A hole with a diameter of more than 30 meters appeared directly on the ground. This beam of light directly penetrated into the ground, a depth of thousands of feet, thousands of miles, and it was not yet stopped, still going. The ground was also shaking, and Qin Changsheng felt this huge power from a distance. The ground shook, and Qin Changsheng in the passage could feel it. This was nothing. The strongest thing was the will of the demon. It was too strong and terrifying. This finger was really like a blood-red meteor falling, directly hitting a pit of 50,000 miles in the ground. This is a depth of 50,000 miles. This penetrating power is indeed too strong. If Qin Changsheng were hit by this finger at a depth of 30,000 miles, it would probably be extremely dangerous. Fortunately, this location is a bit far away, so it should be difficult to hit Qin Changsheng. Moreover, if it is really close to hitting Qin Changsheng will definitely be able to feel the movement and dodge in time based on this power. Qin Changsheng continued to approach, but the blood demon god's attack did not stop. These blood-red rainbow lights carried huge power and penetrated directly into the ground with one finger, tens of thousands of miles deep underground. The blood demon god is a demon god after all, but there are those who have understood a path and reached the realm of an authentic saint. The path that the blood demon god comprehends to reach the realm of an authentic saint is the way of blood. This way of blood, which leads to the realm of an authentic saint, allows the blood demon god to exert unparalleled power of blood. In particular, the rules of the blood path exist in the bloodline of the blood demon god, which greatly improves the quality of the bloodline power and allows the bloodline power to carry the nature of the rules of the avenue. The blood demon god's bloodline power is unique in the realm of demon gods, and is even more powerful than the demon god of heaven. In addition to the path of blood, this blood demon god also has another avenue, which is the path of devouring, but it is only in the realm of human saints. The blood demon god seemed to be going crazy. He struck out one finger after another without fear of consumption. The range of hundreds of millions of miles was indeed very large, so he probably had to approach it slowly. The power of the blood demon god is really too strong. The power of each finger actually penetrates the heaven and the earth. Falling from the sky, one finger is a very deep pit. These 9th-level demon emperors and demon geniuses can feel that this power is too strong. Fortunately, Qin Changsheng ran far enough and continued to move forward, groping towards the area of the ancient forbidden land. However, the movement of the demons naturally attracted the attention of many humans. The human race has actually been thinking of ways to destroy the demonic origin pillars of these 8th-level and even 9th-level ethnic groups, so there are also some strong people from the human race who are thinking of ways to be active in the demon realm. This area is relatively deep into the demon realm. There will be fewer humans here, but there is still some information that can be passed back. In this original southern region, a human genius appeared here. The recent actions of the demons seem to be like this. Other than chasing the genius of the human race, I can't think of any specific reason. I heard that this genius of the human race had already destroyed the 7th grade tribe, and there were still some 5th and 6th grade tribes, so he was targeted. If there really is a genius of the human race, this message must be passed on. In the demon realm, a human genius who ascended from the lower world appeared. This human genius rampaged among the demon tribes and destroyed several demon tribes. In the Yushan divine realm behind the Fangtian divine realm, the gods in the divine realm experts have already learned the news, and a human genius actually appeared in the demon realm. After the news came, not long after, he saw a martial god carrying a long sword on his back, with the sword's intention reaching the sky, heading directly towards the demon realm. This man was carrying a sword on his back. The martial god with the long sword is the legendary burying sword martial god. In addition to the burying sky martial god, there is another martial god who also set out to the edge of the Yushan divine domain. This martial god is the original Fangtian martial god, and Fangtian martial god is the original martial god. The Lord of Fangtian divine realm is very powerful, but in the end it was the general trend and it was unable to prevent the destruction of Fangtian divine realm. Fangtian martial god was also seriously injured, but he has almost recovered now. This time he went to rescue the genius of the human race, it must be the burial blade martial god, and this Fangtian martial god plans to provide support outside the demon realm. The distance between the two major divine realms is still very far, and it will really take some time for the two of them to rescue Qin Changsheng. Qin Changsheng didn't know that a martial god had come to rescue him. Now Qin Changsheng was almost at the ancient forbidden land. Under the imperial eyes, he could indeed feel the abnormality here. It is worthy of being an ancient forbidden land. The power here is indeed unbelievable and extremely powerful. Even my imperial pupils cannot see through it. Here, there is indeed an 8th grade demon emperor, who is actually Kungu, the patriarch of the Earth Demon clan. Qin Changsheng is not in a hurry. He will rest nearby and wait for the opportunity. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 380. Qin Changsheng is not in a hurry. It is still safe now and the blood demon god cannot reach here for the time being. Moreover, most of the demon emperors are shrinking their circles and heading towards this ancient forbidden land. Qin Changsheng doesn't want to mess with the ancient forbidden land at this stage. The power of the ancient forbidden land is too strong, even stronger than the blood demon god. This power is vast and far-reaching. The power it emanates randomly makes Qin Changsheng feel palpitations. It is not a power that he can touch now. He must at least reach the realm of the martial god to explore the secrets of the ancient forbidden land. Qin Changsheng could feel that this power was rising and falling in the long river of time, more like suppressing time. Endless years have passed here, but it is still so powerful. Strong, really strong, worthy of being an ancient forbidden land. Qin Changsheng is waiting patiently here, waiting for the strength of the saints to increase. There is still too little time. It has been almost a day since he ran away, but after all, it takes time to increase the power of the bloodline to the bloodline of the king. Qin Changsheng will just wait patiently. Anyway, it will definitely take some time for the blood demon god to chase him like this, at least about half a day. After all, no one is sure where Qin Changsheng is now. These demon emperors actually hope that Qin Changsheng will come at any time. Appeared instead of going to the ancient forbidden land. Because fighting here near the ancient forbidden land, if the characters in the forbidden land are really disturbed, it may be very dangerous for both humans and demons. The characters in the forbidden land, however, The characters from the Three Ancients period were so powerful that they basically didn't care about the conflicts between hundreds of races. What they pursued was basically eternity, immortality. People from the demon race didn't dare to provoke them, because they were afraid of Qin Chang Shen, a human race. In the end, he knew that there was no way to survive, so he chose to disturb the ancient forbidden land and attract an ancient strong man, which would mean dragging all the demon emperors to death together. Qin Changshen waited patiently here, and the saints improved greatly. But for Qin Changshen, it is not big enough, and it is not enough to promote Qin Changshen to fight against the 9th level demon emperor. Time passes by, the blood demon god, and a group of demon emperors are quickly approaching the area, and it is expected that there will be more for most of the day. Qin Changshen will probably be discovered. For most of the day, Qin Changshen has been adjusting his state, which is already at his peak. The peak of the 4th level martial emperor is only one step away from the 5th level martial emperor. The bloodline of the 6th level emperor is thin. The dragon and phoenix emperor's bloodline. In other aspects, the combat skills are still at the Saint King level, which is much worse than these demon emperors. Qin Changshen has improved his strength and condition, and is really only a little short of the 5th grade martial emperor, but this gap got it. I guess I won't be able to make up for it in a short time. If I have another half day, I might be able to break through to the 5th grade martial emperor. If I break through the realm, my strength should be greatly improved. The sky is already dark, but this is nothing to the demon emperors. Qin Changshen can already feel the demon emperors approaching. The clone of the blood demon god has stopped a lot, so he needs to recover first and adjust to the strongest state. And in the end, what worried Qin Changshen was the demon emperor coming ahead. In addition to Kanggu, the demon emperor of the earth demon clan who was guarding in front of the ancient forbidden land, there were 2 demon emperors who were also approaching. Of these 2 demon emperors, one was a genius of the demon clan, Moguhung, and the other one was the 9th grade demon emperor. Qin Changshen knew the other party's intention, so he forced Qin Changshen away from the ancient forbidden area and prevented Qin Changshen from getting close to the ancient forbidden area. A decision must be made. If we don't make a decision now, we really won't be able to reach the ancient forbidden area. After Qin Changshen adjusted his condition, without saying a word, he directly burst out with powerful power, passed through the passage at the fastest speed, and headed towards the ancient forbidden land. And when Kanggu felt Qin Changshen's power and aura, suddenly awakened and prepared. Kanggu, that is the real leader of the Earth Demon clan, very powerful. In terms of the way of Earth, he is an authentic saint, at the 1st level. But after all, he is an authentic saint, and he is still in this underground area. Fighting Kanggu here is indeed not the best place. Qin Changshen had no choice and rushed over directly. In all directions, earth thorns pierced out. These were not ordinary earth thorns, but earth thorns. An earth thorn formed by condensing the power of the rules of Tao. The power of the Tao of earth is extremely powerful, and this earth thorn looks extremely fast. If this thorn hits, even if it is not pierced, it will be directly struck by the huge force. He was seriously injured. The most critical point is that the soil near the passage was originally just ordinary soil, which may be considered hard underground. However, at this time, due to the existence of the way of earth, the soil here is extremely hard, and Qin Changshen's sword way is it may not be able to be broken. Qin Changshen dodged and rolled, avoiding the earth thorns. Moreover, the way of the sword was already displayed. The sword energy was raging and the earth thorns were cut open, but the consumption was extremely huge. The hardness of the earth thorns and strength, with the bonus of the way of earth, it is still a bit difficult for Qin Changshen to break through the way of the sword. An authentic saint of the way of the sword is also a 2nd level person with some strength, but nothing more. Underground, you will not be my opponent. After dodging the martial arts soil thorn, a huge stone pillar blocked the way in front of me. This stone pillar was extremely fast and flying so fast that it felt very unreasonable. As for behind me, the retreat had disappeared. It was not that a door had fallen, but the passage seemed to have closed by itself, but it was not as thick as usual. Maybe there was no empty space behind it? There was no way out, so we had to force our way in. This was not just a forced break-in, but the surrounding walls were also squeezing Qin Changsheng. In the space, Qin Changsheng felt very restricted. The power of the rules of the Earthway was too powerful and too dense, squeezing Qin Changsheng from all directions. Qin Changsheng used all his strength, the way of formation, the way of Qin, and the way of strength. Protecting the whole body, the power of blood also stimulates most of the power. After possessing the memory of the blood demon clan, the stimulation and use of the power of blood have definitely been improved to a great level. Then use the way of the sword as the vanguard, the way of force and the way of formation serve as auxiliary. Teihao demon slaying sword formation. A huge sword of rules directly faced the stone pillar in front of him. The tip of the sword resisted the stone pillar, and the two sides were evenly matched. Qin Changshen differentiated the sword energy and turned it into a spiral sword energy, thinking the stone pillar must be broken into pieces. However, Kongu is an 8th grade demon emperor after all, so it may not be that simple. The way of power, the power of the ancient dragon and elephant, break it for me. Qin Changshen's sword of rule seemed to be a little bent, but in the end, the stone pillar was still broken layer by layer. After all, Qin Changshen had the assistance of other avenues, and the strength he displayed was naturally extraordinary. The way of time came. The river of time appeared. In the vicinity, it was not affected by the Tao of Earth nearby. However, in this area, Kongu was too little affected by the Tao of time. So what about the way of time? This underground is my home ground of the way of Earth. Your way of time cannot restrict me too much. Qin Changshen naturally knows that, but it is important to be able to limit it. Moreover, Qin Changshen's goal is not to kill Kongu, but to avoid Kongu and finally reach the ancient forbidden area. Qin Changshen has already launched an attack, but he felt that the devils will locked onto him. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 381. Qin Changsheng felt that he was locked by the blood demon god. This feeling was indescribable and made Qin Changsheng feel extremely terrifying. This is the demon god. The martial emperor realm gives people the feeling that he is the master of heaven and earth, and the demon god is more like transcending heaven and earth. This self-evident feeling makes people have no idea of resistance. Qin Changshen gritted his teeth. He had come this far and could not give up so easily. If you don't go to the ancient forbidden land, you will definitely die. If you go to the ancient forbidden land, you may still have a 1 in a billion chance of survival. Qin Changshen acted quickly, and the sword of rules quickly divided into several smaller swords of rules. They turned into a sword array and wanted to kill Kongu. At least they had to be equally matched to give himself a chance to escape. Kongu was on the home court, as stable as a mountain. The earth path was unfolded, as if the passage was infinitely stretched, and a series of attack and defense tricks such as earth spikes and earth walls were used to fight Qin Changsheng. Confrontation. The dignified 8th grade demon emperor dared not fight me head-on. Isn't he too cowardly? Gu disagreed, cowardly. Only the cowardly can survive. Do you know how many geniuses I have seen and heard about over the years? From the demon race, from the human race, and from hundreds of other races, it can be said that there are too many. However, very few can achieve the realm of gods in the end. Most of them have fallen, like you. Therefore, only by surviving can we pursue the divine realm and pursue the supreme avenue. Kongu kept talking, and his attack and defense methods were really not slow at all. As the compressed area continued to be compressed, the earth thorns pierced from all directions, and even the wall in front seemed to grow and heal automatically. Qin Changshen was going to be directly buried in the earth. Qin Changshen was helpless. This was indeed the home ground of the way of earth, and he couldn't handle it. Ordinary soil naturally could not bury Qin Changshen, but it contained the power of the way of earth, and it could kill Qin Changshen. Trapped underground, trapped here. There is no other choice but to do this. Qin Changshen also knew that he shouldn't have done this, but there was no other way. When Qin Changshen was recovering and adjusting, he was also thinking, if there is really no way out and even this ancient forbidden land cannot be reached, then you have to have a trump card. Qin Changshen's last trump card is not the imperial weapons or anything else, but the demon's blood essence. The best way to use the demon's blood essence is to stay in the pool of divine blood to help the saint. They can improve the power and strength of their bloodline. But if there is really no other way, Qin Changshen can only use a drop of the devil's blood to directly improve himself. The saints can only absorb the power of the blood pool of the god's blood, but cannot absorb it. Strength is the power of the demon god's essence and blood. After all, Qin Changshen's strength is that of a fourth-grade martial emperor. He is very powerful. Using the demon god's essence and blood, he may be able to barely withstand it. Kun Gu, don't force me. Kun Gu chuckled lightly, I won't force you. You'd better wait here obediently, waiting for the other ninth-grade demon emperors, and waiting for the arrival of the blood demon god. Qin Changshen could feel that the blood demon god was approaching quickly. He was not far away. It is estimated that he would be here in less than a quarter of an hour. By then, he would really have no way out. Qin Changshen took out a drop of the demon spirit. Blood, huge power impacted nearby, destroying Qin Changshen, and of course, resisting the way of earth. Kun Gu suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. This power was too powerful, and this power actually contained divine power. The pressure of the powerful. Is this the power of the devil? He is a powerful person from the demon race, not from the human race. Kun Gu has already sensed that this power comes from a drop of blood essence, the blood essence of the devil. This is not an ordinary demon god blood. These few drops of demon god essence blood gave birth to a strong man like the blood demon god. This blood essence was originally at least a high-level demon god powerhouse. The blood demon clan, the blood pool of divine blood, the blood essence of the devil. Kun Gu sensed that something was not good. Qin Changshen was planning to fight for his life. If Qin Changshen took this drop of demon essence and blood to increase his strength in a short time, he might really be able to fight him. Kun Gu knew that he could not do it anymore. Sitting there waiting for death, he must take the initiative and attack with all his strength. Swallowing the devil's essence and blood means confronting the devil's will. During this period, Qin Changshen must be distracted. This is Kun Gu's opportunity. Kun Gu sees it very clearly. It is clear that this must be done, and the attacks continue. Qin Changshen is indeed affected by the will of the devil. This devil's will is extremely powerful, suppressing and eroding Qin Changshen's soul and will all the time. I am the devil. Humble humans kneel down. This power is my power. Are you worthy of stealing my power? If you don't reach the realm of gods, you will end up as an ant. Even an ant dares to peek into the power of God. Such an impact is going on all the time, and Qin Changshen has to be distracted to deal with it. Although Qin Changshen is extremely determined, he will inevitably be distracted when facing the impact of the will of a strong man in the divine realm. Besides this huge power, this is not only helping Qin Changshen increase the power of his bloodline, but also intends to devour the power of Qin Changshen's bloodline. There is a shadow of a dragon and phoenix emperor, and on the other side is a demon god. This demon god is extremely bloodthirsty and extremely powerful. Qin Changshen, it is true that it can bring out 1/10,000th of the power of the demon's essence and blood, but this other power intends to swallow up Qin Changshen's blood power, but is destroying Qin Changshen's body. How divine body, suppress it? The emperor's strange eyes, thousand charming demonic eyes, imperial Yun Yuxian bone, and the innate demonic emperor's heart. Qin Changshen can be said to be suppressing the demon god's essence and blood with all his strength, not only suppressing it, but the most important thing is to help his own bloodline power to absorb and refine. This secret method learned from the blood demon clan has a use. In addition to this secret method, and there is the way of fire. The flames of the way of fire wrap around Qin Changshen's whole body, which also has a great restraint effect on the demon's essence and blood. Refining it for me. Qin Changshen continued to suppress the refining, and continued to attack crazily. There was no way ahead, but he had to cut a way out. Qin Changshen was moving forward with difficulty. His goal was not to go in the direction of Konggu, but to bypass Konggu and directly arriving at the area of the ancient Forbidden Land. A series of sword energy just cut open an area, and then healed quickly, blocking Qin Changshen's way. Qin Changshen's powerful bloodline force also suppressed the way of earth and did not dare to approach. Don't dare to compress Qin Changshen's area of activity too much. Qin Changshen's progress is extremely slow, and Konggu can also feel Qin Changshen's power, especially now, forcibly swallowing a drop of demon blood essence and blood, and can also suppress the refining essence blood. At that time, he gained the upper hand in the battle. The blood demon god's clone had almost rushed to the target area and was about to come over because he learned that Qin Changshen had actually swallowed a drop of demon god's blood essence. You must know that the blood demon god's reaction to this drop of demon god's blood essence was he was also salivating, but he had no choice but to seal the stone. Then he saw the divine blood pool and the demon blood essence but was helpless. Now, Qin Changshen actually wasted the natural resources and used a drop of the demon essence blood that he regarded as a treasure. Qin Changshen. When you fall into my hands and I ask you to help me take out the demon essence and blood, you can die in peace. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 382. Qin Changshen has advanced a long distance, but there is still some distance to the ancient forbidden area. Qin Changshen had no choice but to fight, no longer care about this, and just move forward with all his strength. The clone of the blood demon god should arrive soon. Konggu was naturally aware of the direction Qin Changshen was going to the ancient forbidden land, and the other two demon emperors who were relatively close, Moguheng and the 9th grade demon emperor Michinexin, were also arriving soon. Other demons in the distance also quickly closed their nets. There was no need to guard all directions. Even if they had to guard, they should be in this area. Is this genius of the human race really planning to go to the ancient forbidden land? Are you going to drag us to death together? This kid is a madman, that is an ancient forbidden land. Don't worry, it's just a suspected ancient forbidden land, and nothing happened when it was first discovered. Now, as long as there is not much movement, there shouldn't be any problems. It's an ancient forbidden land, it's scary just thinking about it. The powerful ones in the divine realm are already invincible, but this ancient forbidden land is truly invincible forever. It is said that only by suppressing the strong men of an era can a forbidden land be established. These 7 outermost 8th level demon emperors are still a little timid now. The significance of this ancient forbidden land is really extraordinary. And in this eternal world, there are many rumors about the ancient forbidden land. For example, 10,000 years ago a powerful dragon god of the dragon clan planned to explore an ancient forbidden land, but as a result, no bones were left. There were millions of years ago, and he could be regarded as a strong man who suppressed an era. The feathers of the Yu clan were flying, and the supreme gods were a strong man, but fell into the sand and almost died in the forbidden area. There are too many such news, and those forbidden areas are basically famous. Although this forbidden area does not have a reputation yet, people like myself may become the battle to make the forbidden land famous. Moreover, once the ancient forbidden land takes action, it may not be as simple as the death of the demon emperor. It is very likely that the demon god will die. The emperor and heaven demon god is very hesitant now because this matter has already involved the ancient forbidden land. If but in other places, demon god Di Tian would definitely have someone kill Qin Changshen without hesitation. However, there is an ancient forbidden land here, so demon god Di Tian had to think more. If the forbidden strongman in the ancient forbidden land is disturbed, then I, the emperor and demon god, may. The demon god Dishan is good at deducing the secrets of heaven, but until now, the demon god Dishan has not been able to deduce it, and he even dares not to deduce it. If he accidentally taints the forbidden power, he will be backlashed by the secrets, and he may die from the backlash. The demon god Di Tian understood that there is a great avenue called the way of derivation. Although he is only in the realm of a human saint, he can also deduce some secrets and know the dangers involved. Blood demon god, be careful not to disturb the ancient forbidden land. If there is really no other way, then I would rather let him go than disturb the forbidden area. The blood demon god was furious. Qin Changshen swallowed and used the demon god's essence and blood. This made him miss the demon god's essence and blood that he so desired. He couldn't do it. However, the ancient forbidden land was like a basin of cold water poured on his head, and the blood demon god also knew the horror of the ancient forbidden land. I'll pay attention, and if it doesn't work, just give up. The blood demon god's clone was almost there, but the emperor and heaven demon god sensed it again. The human race's burying blade martial god also took action and sent out a clone. There is also Fang Tian Wuxian, who is actually covering the back. Two strong men in the divine realm take action. This is because they don't take our demons seriously. The burial sword martial god is indeed a bit of a heavyweight, but the Fang Tian martial god is nothing more than a bereaved dog. The demon god Di Tian must go with people to stop the burying blade martial god and Fang Tian martial god. Otherwise, if the burying blade martial god is allowed to cause trouble, the demon realm will be in a mess. The clones are dispatched. Of course, there are other demon gods who are ready to challenge Fang Tian. The preparation of the god of war. A single move can affect the whole body. Now all the demons are dispatched. There is nothing that can be done. To kill a human genius, this is the price that needs to be paid. If the human race is chasing the demons Tianxiao, the demon clan will definitely start a war. Qin Changshen is still moving forward quickly, but the blood demon god reaches this area first, and drops directly from the sky with a finger. This blood-red rainbow light carries extremely powerful power. Blood demon god, the power of the rules of the Tao, as well as the power of the devouring Tao, fell directly, and it was about to fall to the ground, and it was about to pass through thousands of miles of land, and it was about to fall on Qin Changshen. Qin Changshen immediately realized that something was not good. This was the devil. A single blow, even if it is just a demon god clone, this powerful strength can be said to be stronger than the 8th level demon emperor in front of you, and even more powerful than the 9th level demon emperor's attack. It has a bit of divine pressure, suppressing everything. The devil's clone has also arrived. At the critical moment, Qin Changshen naturally moved forward with all his strength and never gave up. Open it for me. Qin Changshen vigorously refined the demonic essence and blood, even though it was so much. It originally took a long time, but now Qin Changshen swallowed it wholeheartedly, directly absorbing a lot of the unrefined bloodline power. Bloodline Qin Changshen's strength is increasing rapidly, and Qin Changshen's strength is also increasing rapidly. His momentum and strength have finally reached a peak where he can no longer move forward. Qin Changshen knows that he should break through to the realm of the 5th grade martial emperor. Break it open for me. Qin Changshen slashed forward with sword energy one after another, advancing rapidly. The power of the demon god's finger was indeed in vain, but it was obvious that the blood demon god would also come next. Sure enough, the blood demon god's clone had been destroyed by this finger. The formed hole landed directly, flying from the ground to a distance of 30,000 miles underground. Qin Changsheng was still struggling to support himself, continued to absorb power, and continued to impact the realm. The realm of the fifth grade martial emperor seemed to be in front of him, but it was difficult to continue. Breakthrough, this barrier is like a natural chasm, insurmountable. It is also as thick as the earth and cannot be broken. The situation is extremely dangerous. Usually when the saints improve their realm, Qin Changsheng feels that the breakthrough is like drinking water, but now, this improvement strength is really a bit difficult. Give me a breakthrough, fifth grade martial emperor. As Qin Changsheng shouted, a surge of supreme sword intent erupted from his body. Qin Changsheng planned to use his own sword intent to cut through the barrier, cut through the obstacles, and cut through this chasm. This will is like opening up the world, like cutting off time. Unstoppable. Qin Changsheng felt the improvement in the realm of strength, and a feeling of fullness quickly filled Qin Changsheng. The power of essence and blood was quickly absorbed by Qin Changsheng, and the sword intention that broke through the realm cooperated with the sword energy, unfolded a passage. This passage actually made it impossible for the earth way to close the passage in a short time. My sword skills have actually reached the fifth level of an authentic saint. The fifth level of the earthly saint is equivalent to only half the distance from the heavenly saint. Qin Changsheng feels that he is powerful, but it is not invincible. He still needs to be more careful. Sure enough, in battle, at critical moments of life and death, it can be greatly improved. Between life and death, there is great terror. Qin Changsheng stepped into the realm of the fifth level martial emperor, and his sword skills reached the fifth level of an authentic saint. Although the clone of the blood demon god is about to come, Qin Changsheng also plans to test his own strength first. Kun, the leader of the earth demon clan, let me test the sword with you, it's just right. Qin Changsheng's regular sword, the sword spirit exuded by the way of the sword is even more terrifying, and the power of the sword energy has also been upgraded to a new level. Kungu suddenly realized that something was wrong. Qin Changsheng's strength had suddenly improved so much. What a strong sword spirit, what a strong sword spirit. While Kungu was sighing, Qin Changsheng had already taken action. Teihao Demon Slaying Sword Formation. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I Robbed Millions of Saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 383. Qin Changsheng's goal was very clear. He wanted to try his methods with Kungu. He had just broken through to the fifth level martial emperor, and his strength in all aspects had improved. Naturally, he couldn't miss this opportunity. This is not just a trial, but a real plan to kill Kungu. If it doesn't work, rush to the ancient forbidden land first to leave yourself some way to survive. The aura and power that Qin Changsheng burst out made Kungu aware of Qin Changsheng's breakthrough and his current powerful strength. Qin Changsheng was already very strong before, but now Qin Changsheng's breakthrough is definitely not good news for Kungu. Especially the sword intent that Qin Changsheng unleashed was several times more powerful than before, leaving Kungu with lingering fears. Such a strong swordsman must die. If he doesn't die, he may be the next burial sword martial god. Kungu knew Qin Changsheng's terrifying talent, but he knew even more clearly that because of the gap between him and Qin Changsheng, it was better to let the blood demon god's clone do it himself. After all, the blood demon god was coming soon. Kungu only had one goal: trapped. Live in Qin Changsheng, protect yourself, and wait for the blood demon god's clone to arrive. However, Kungu's Earth Way is too difficult to trap the current Qin Changsheng. Qin Changsheng's sword way is now 5 levels in the realm of an authentic saint. The sword art of the buried sword martial god is only at the 8th or 9th level. If Qin Changshen can break through to the martial god realm, he will definitely be the next level of buried sword martial god. Qin Changshen's sword has supreme sword intent. Unstoppable. When Kung Gu felt Qin Changshen's sword, he knew that his earth method might not be able to stop this sword. Kung Gu immediately used the earth method to continuously limit the attack of Qin Changshen's sword. The phantom of the Tao of Earth's Dao with a sword seems to be cut off directly. It is indeed difficult to deal with, but Kung Gu is underground, and the use of this Tao of Earth can be said to be diverse. All kinds of methods are available. He was not afraid of this sword at all. Kung Gu was defending and attacking at the same time. As for himself, Kung Gu could easily dodge with earth escape. Qin Changshen's sword was naturally strong, and it was forced on Kung Gu's earth escape. In front of the road, a path was cut directly underground. This huge power really caused the underground to feel a huge vibration. It was as if the foundation of the earth was cut off, the ground was about to crack from the ground, and the whole thing collapsed. The ground was really shaking, and the sword intent was soaring into the sky. Qin Changshen also felt it. Kung Gu had avoided it, and the blood demon god was about to come. Before anyone arrived, the attack arrived first. Qin Changshen knew it himself. It should be impossible to kill Kung Gu in a short time underground. This earth way is indeed too strong and annoying underground. What's more, this earth way is good at defense and trapping. Qin Changshen's the way of the sword is indeed extremely powerful, good at attacking, and the supreme sword power threatens all directions, cutting everything. However, in a short period of time, Kung Gu can also use the way of earth to entangle. The clone of the blood demon god has arrived, and the strength of this clone cannot be underestimated. Look, Qin Changshen could feel it when he was far away, but now, Qin Changshen can feel it more clearly. This clone is not an ordinary clone. Qin Changshen saw the uniqueness of this clone through the emperor's different eyes place. This clone was refined by the blood demon god with a drop of his own blood, and the blood demon clan was originally born from the blood of the demon god. In addition, the way of blood understood by the blood demon god is in the realm of an authentic saint. The clone condensed by essence and blood is naturally very strong. Coupled with the blood way of the authentic saint realm, the strength it can exert is definitely comparable to the 9th grade demon emperor. Even when it explodes with all its power, it is said that maybe he can reach the half-step god realm. Qin Changshen felt the attack of the blood demon god's clone. After clearing the way with this sword, he headed directly towards the ancient Forbidden Land. Qin Changshen didn't know what the ancient Forbidden Land was like, but he went to the ancient Forbidden Land anyway. After that, there was basically no turning back. Qin Changshen used countless sword energy to clear the way and moved forward quickly. After Kung Gu discovered Qin Changshen's goal, he immediately used the way of earth to directly block Qin Changshen's path. It was not just a blockade, but the way of earth. With blessing, the soil and rocks become extremely hard. However, Qin Changshen's sword way is unstoppable. The gap between the sword way of the 5th level Earth Saint and the Earth's way of the 1st level Earth is still a bit big. Qin Changshen had already advanced 1,000 meters, and suddenly he realized that the attack of the blood demon god's clone had arrived. This finger-shaped rainbow light shot directly towards Qin Changshen. The power of this finger is fully maximized. The previous blood demon finger could only create a pit with a diameter of tens of meters, but now this finger can create a pit of hundreds of meters and a range of nearly a kilometer. It might be a little difficult for Qin Changshen to hide, such is the power of this finger. Moreover, this finger still carries the will of a strong person in the divine realm. Before this beam of rainbow light arrives, powerful pressure has already been exerted on Qin Changshen. However, Qin Changshen did not give up at all as his will in the divine realm was strong. Taihao kills the devil. Qin Changshen chose to turn back and fight, but this finger contains the powerful power of the Dao rules. The power of the Dao rules of the blood is contained in this finger. Not only this finger, but the power of the clone itself is the power of essence and blood and the power of the rules of the blood of the authentic saint realm. Qin Changshen's sword is extremely powerful. Even in the divine realm, Qin Changshen can fight against it. The way of the sword has actually reached such an extent. When you grow up, you will definitely become a being at the level of the burying sword martial god, so just die. Qin Changshen's martial arts sword energy came forward to meet him. The will of the divine realm is indeed powerful, but Qin Changshen's sword intention never yielded. This sword and the tip of this pointer actually face the wheat light. A huge power burst out, and Kongu's earth in front of the two of them. It was actually difficult to maintain the Tao, and it was very difficult to trap Qin Changshen. This power burst out, and instantly a vacuum area with a radius of 1 kilometer was created, and the surrounding earth instantly turned into nothingness. The rules of the Tao of earth, the power of the two men was also forced back by the way of blood and the way of sword. Qin Changshen's way of sword had the upper hand, but the blood demon god is a strong man in the divine realm after all, and his strength is still stronger. The way of fire. Qin Changshen used the avenue flame to refine and absorb the power of blood essence before, but now he has absorbed barely 10% of it. However, in the face of the powerful enemy, the avenue flame also turned into a dragon and phoenix and engulfed this finger. After all, it is the power of blood. After all, the power is the power of the rules of the blood. Qin Changshen's flames of the avenue can still be restrained. The way of fire is actually the third level of the authentic saint realm. The blood demon god clone feels that Qin Changshen is really difficult to deal with. The two avenues of fire and sword cooperate with each other and can still fight. However, the blood demon god clone obviously will not let Qin Changshen go so easily. It is time to use with all his strength being exerted. Kongu also noticed all this, stopped immediately, and helped the blood demon god's clone. The blood demon god was unyielding and continued to attack, while Kongu also used combat skills from the other side to support from the side. Break the past with one finger. Zhen Zhang Zhang. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 384. Qin Changshen felt the attacks from the two men. This ancient finger exuded an ancient aura. This power is extremely long-lasting, as if it was a finger exerted from ancient times. It spanned endless time and space and destroyed ancient times before reaching Qin Changshen. This power has already caused the space in the eternal realm to tremble. Qin Changshen can see many cracks, and the space is almost unable to support it. This is the strong person in the divine realm, the supreme divine realm. The strong person in the imperial realm only controls a part of the world, while the strong person in the divine realm is even an existence transcending the eternal world. Such a strong person has the nature of immortality. This finger carries the immortal divinity and destroys all eternity. Qin Changshen is nothing more than an ant. If you don't reach the realm of gods, you will all be ants. Qin Changshen felt the power of this finger, which was stronger than the previous one. The power of the previous finger was indeed very strong, with the coercion of the will of the gods, it was indeed very strong, and it should have the strength of a 9th-grade demon emperor. But this finger really consumes the power of essence and blood. Coupled with the power of the combat technique itself, this finger is several times stronger than the previous one. Kongu also came to Qin Changshen's side with this palm at this time. This palm was intended to suppress Qin Changshen, not to kill Qin Changshen. It was suppressing Qin Changshen with an incomparable force. Under this palm force and the pressure of the divine will, Qin Changshen indeed felt tremendous pressure. The shadow of the ancient dragon elephant appeared, and Qin Changshen's speed, which was originally suppressed, also improved slightly and recovered. However, the power of this finger is indeed several times stronger than the previous blood demon finger. Qin Changshen once again used the way of sword and the way of fire to fight, and he was no longer at a disadvantage. Even though Qin Changshen's sword intent can cut through everything, there is definitely a gap. In terms of strength, the level of the blood demon god is still crushing, and the strength is indeed stronger. Qin Changshen was fighting 1 against 2, so the difficulty naturally still existed. Teihao's demon slaying, combined with the flames of the avenue, indeed consumed a lot of the power of the ancient finger, but this finger was indeed about to fall. Upon seeing this, Konggu planned to suppress Qin Changshen again. The power of the laws of the earth's path seemed to condense into a big mountain and suppress Qin Changshen. Qin Changshen was indeed at a critical moment, and finally chose not to resist, but to use his strength to escape. If you take this move forcefully, you shouldn't be able to withstand it. In this direction, we can almost reach the vicinity of the ancient forbidden land. Qin Changshen immediately chose to be distracted and moved his sword towards the back to clear the way. This released some power, and the power of Pogu's finger was directly in front of Qin Changshen. Qin Changshen also formed a shield to defend himself, and then headed towards the ancient forbidden land. He was hit by the power of Pogu finger, and was also swallowed and pushed away by this huge power. Konggu was shocked when he saw this scene. Qin Changshen actually used this power to go to the ancient forbidden land. Under Qin Changshen's sword technique, it would definitely not be easy for Konggu's earth technique to stop Qin Changshen. Not far from this ancient forbidden area, Konggu sensed that something was wrong, and the blood demon god was also very worried. The ancient forbidden land is not something he can afford to offend. If he offends the ancient forbidden land, he, the blood demon god, may die here on the spot, and even the demons in this demonic domain will be destroyed. Qin Changshen was hit by this finger, which was a bit tragic, but the power of the demon's essence and blood was continuously refined and absorbed, and Qin Changshen was also recovering quickly. The clone of the blood demon god quickly pursued. However, Qin Changshen also used the way of time to speed up his pursuit. The blood demon god's pursuit was indeed very fast, but it was still unrealistic to block Qin Changshen's whereabouts in front of the ancient forbidden land. Qin Changshen has landed near the ancient forbidden area, and Qin Changshen can feel the ancient aura coming from ahead. This wild force, vast and ancient, came from ancient times and suppressed time. Around here, many avenues are greatly restricted. Qin Changshen can feel that the soil here is harder than the soil with the power of the rules of the earth. It is as solid as a rock. Qin Changshen's sword is the way of the sword. I'm afraid it will be difficult to break through even with such force. And here, Qin Changshen saw a passage. This passage was obviously not dug by the Earth Demon clan, but existed in itself. Qin Changshen fell into the passage, and the place seemed to be dyed with the charm of Taoism. It was extremely wonderful, as if he stayed here for a while, he would be able to easily understand, realize Taoism and become a saint. And the Emperor's eyes of the path can't actually see through this material. In other words, this material is very likely a god-level material. It's no wonder it's so hard and contains infinite Dao charm. This passage doesn't feel very long, but Qin Changshen can't see the end. There is no light. The Emperor's eyes want to check, but it seems to be counterattacked by some force, leaving blood and tears. Is this the strength of the ancient forbidden land? Just using the Emperor's special pupils to investigate, I almost went blind. Qin Changshen can only move forward with extreme caution. The range that these eyes can see and perceive is already very small, and it will also be very blurry. The clone of the blood demon god behind him has already arrived here, and Konggu also saw Qin Changshen. Entered this passage. Lord Blood Demon God, what should we do? Do you want to continue chasing? Konggu looked at this passage and swallowed. This is the existence of an ancient forbidden land. Back then, he saw a 7th grade demon emperor and was taken away by a flash of light. The 7th grade demon emperor did not resist at all. Even Konggu didn't feel the power of the Dao rules. With just such a beam of light, nothing was left. This kind of power, this sense of oppression, is much stronger than the blood demon god. Kungu is now he was very scared, afraid that the blood demon god would make a desperate move. If the blood demon god planned to go in and pursue him, he would have no choice but to fight to the death to stop him. Is this the ancient forbidden land? The clone of the blood demon god also felt a sense of oppression. There was a power in front of him that even his body could not touch. Yes, this is the ancient forbidden land. So why is this kid okay? Kun Gu was very nervous. We passed through the passage at the beginning. There was a door at the end of the passage, where we had the accident. However, if something goes wrong, there will be no room for escape. In other words, are we better off waiting here? Wait for him to commit suicide, or come out to die? Kun Gu hurriedly agreed, yes, Lord Blood Demon God, let's just wait here. This genius of the human race will definitely die. However, the blood pool of the divine blood of my blood demon clan should be on him. If he died on the edge of this ancient forbidden land. The blood demon god was still unwilling to give in. There was the demon god's essence and blood in the god's blood pool. This was what he wanted most. But if Qin Changsheng died there, he might lose the god's blood pool and the demon god's essence and blood. At this moment, Qin Changsheng had already seen this huge door, and the sound of this door also changed.